Hi, I'm Nola, and welcome back. A special welcome to all the new subscribers. I am so glad that you are here. It touches me in a way that I cannot even begin to explain. Thank you so much. So today I am sharing a powerful channeled message that I received on Monday night. Today is actually Wednesday, March the 19th, and it's in the evening here in the Netherlands. I think it's about 7:34 p.m. here. So the way that I get my channeled messages, sometimes I speak it into a recording device, and other times I do scripting. And this time I recorded it, and then I had to break it down into something that I could understand so that I could deliver the message to you as unadulterated as I possibly can. So this particular channel session was about the major global shifts that are ahead through the rest of 2025. Can you believe it's already March the 19th? It's unbelievable. This year has gone so fast. Is going so fast. In any case, and tomorrow is the first day of spring, I must just remind you. So I was saying that this particular channeling session spoke to the major energy shifts and the major global shifts through the year 2025 and into 2026. And there's a lot to unpack. So I decided to break it down into 4 key parts. And in the first part, we'll explore the unraveling and what will be exposed with the manipulation and the great awakening. And then we'll move into the secret tribunals and the technologies, the hidden technologies, my gosh, and what they've been hiding. And then, this is a big one for me, let me tell you, dear souls, that this is a confession. I never believed for 1 minute about weather control. I always thought it was a conspiracy theory, and I dislike conspiracy theories. So my guide and my counsel have literally given me the receipts because I needed proof. So that's the third part, I believe. And so let's begin. So I was told the year of truth has arrived, but I really believe and know and feel pretty much like you, I'm going to guess. I think it's a pretty educated guess that the truth started to arrive even before last year, 2024. I think all of this started to unravel, at least starting back in 2020 and 2021. And now we, as the collective, have been able to connect the dots. So there have been major disclosures, and they will continue throughout 2026. And stuff that has been hidden, the truths that have been hidden for decades, are coming to light. However, they will not be able to give us immediate and full disclosure. It is not possible, as it will be too overwhelming for most of us in the public. It will be too much for us to process. So instead, the release of this information is going to be carefully timed and managed. So behind the scenes, I was told and shown, literally shown, secret military operations and disclosures. And since 2021, apparently there have been intense discussions happening behind the scenes, and some government officials and military figures have cooperated with higher divine forces, galactic beings, if you will. Oh my goodness. To begin dismantling dangerous technologies that were being used and intended to be used by dark forces. And many of those previously involved in these operations have been offered immunity. They've been given immunity in exchange for revealing classified information about crimes, about secret projects, and about the hidden truths. Some of these revelations include secret military tribunals that have been happening for years, and justice being served behind closed doors before it even made it into the public eye, and then the gradual exposure of crimes against humanity. And what I think some of those crimes against humanity, and I believe some of them have already started to come to light, about trying to eradicate the African nation by injecting people with the HIV virus and all kinds of ugly things like Depo-Provera and other birth control measures were tested on most African women first before they made it into other countries and were given to women of other races. So, and a whole lot more. And the public awakening must be handled carefully, because when these truths surface, people will experience deep emotional reactions, such as grief, tremendous grief, boiling over anger and disbelief. And while these emotions are natural and normal, forgiveness and higher consciousness are essential in maintaining the balance during these transitions. So what exactly will be revealed next, you may be asking, because that's the question that I asked. And I was told that over the next 5 months and leading into the summer, or through the summer of 2025, at least 1 or 2 key figures will be exposed for their crimes. The slow release of information is deliberate, and the public cannot handle too much at once. So this is the fear that the people, that the public, that you and I, that the souls out there won't be able to handle all of these disclosures at once. And then by 2026, more advanced revelations will emerge, including the truth about hidden medical science and healing technologies. I'm not surprised about that, and I shouldn't assume anything, but I think that you too know that there have been cures for more diseases than they will let on because of the greed of the governments and the drug companies and all of those who stand to profit from illness and disease. To me, that is just disgusting. Now, governments don't want the greater public to know about the extraterrestrial life, but they are going to be coming through with some disclosures, and where they will admit to knowing or to letting us know that there is actually extraterrestrial life for those of us who have been in doubt. So I tell you this not to breed fear, but to practice discernment and to trust your intuition. You must trust your intuition. And now is another time for you, or for us, for the collective, to set boundaries with the media. And I know that I am in the Netherlands, and my fellow Americans are not being given a fair shot at receiving the real news. All of the demonstrations and marches against what is happening in America are not being broadcast on TV. It's independent YouTube channels that are reporting on these, situations. So I want you to please try to remember that you should not get caught up in fear-based, narratives, and just practice discernment and trust your intuition. All of us have got an intuition. That's the voice of God, whatever you choose to call that awesome being that created you and I and everything around us. So you must go within, because that's where your answers lie. Now, I have full disclosure here because I just have to be honest. I always thought that weather manipulation was a conspiracy. I just have to tell you. And I want to be honest with you, I dismissed it. But now I cannot ignore the proof, because my guides have brought the receipts, as the kids would say. And so I just cannot ignore the proof. It's not just a theory. It really isn't. It is a documented science that I didn't know about up until Monday night. Governments and military programs have been using it to control or to modify the weather. And the US actually used it in Operation Popeye all those years ago during the Vietnam War, where they used it to extend the monsoon rains to flood the enemy supply lines. Can you imagine? And now China, I understand, openly controls its weather and has a weather modification program that covers half of the country of China. I didn't think that. I'm serious. I guess for some things I'll just be an ignoramus. And then there's HAARP, HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, has been linked to ionospheric, I hope I said that correctly, manipulation, which can affect weather patterns. I didn't know that. I always thought that this was just a conspiracy theory. So the strange weather patterns are happening worldwide. Drastic climate shifts in specific areas, not globally, but more localized storms and disasters that were brought about to align with the political or economic tensions of the government or the regions. Excuse me. Sometimes words fail me. So there have been drastic climate shifts. We've all seen it. We've all heard of it. We've all experienced it, depending on which areas of the world you live in. And it seems to be worse this year. And there are anomalous clouds formations and unnatural weather swings. I just thought of one of my science teachers when I said anomalous clouds, because I used to love clouds as a little girl, and even as an adult, I'd see different shapes and get messages from the clouds and so on and so forth. So the question, so these anomalous cloud formations were the cause of unnatural weather swings. And Nola didn't know this. In fact, I denied it. I just said another conspiracy theory. So the question is no longer does weather manipulation exist, but for me, rather, how are they controlling? If you've ever felt like the weather is behaving strangely, you're not alone. I think we can all attest to this. There's more to this than we've been told, clearly. And I believe that in the coming years, this too will be disclosed. And after I got this channeling, I needed to confirm it. I always ask for confirmation, clarification, and I test the spirits. So I'm not one for tarot cards. I like oracle decks such as Angel Wisdom Tarot, and a lot of Kyle Gray's cards on angels and ancestors. I love that deck. And the other one, Divine Masters, is another one that I love. But I decided to pull some cards. So I pulled the Page of Wands and the Seven of Swords. So we can expect news of deception to surface soon. That was a confirmation. Exposing past betrayals. And then I got the Ten of Swords. And what the Ten of Swords means, it means an ending that has already happened, but the public is just beginning to see it unfold. And then I got the Knight of Pentacles, where a military official or leader behind the scenes is working to bring these truths forward. And then when I asked for some more clarification, I felt led to pull two more cards. One was the Five of Cups and the other one was the Ten of Wands. Some dark forces are regretting their actions and will face judgment. I just want to make sure that my mic is all the way up. It was not. I hope this is fine. So I was saying the Five of Cups and the Ten of Wands, some dark forces are regretting their actions, but will face judgment. And so there has been a major power shift. I think we've all felt it, and we can all attest to it. Those in control are losing their grip. If you see the rallies around the world, they are truly losing their grip. And so they are scrambling. A lot of governments are literally scrambling. And divine justice is unfolding. So the strange weather, the energy shifts, and the spiritual battle, because it really is a spiritual battle. The unusual weather patterns are part of a greater energetic battle. The weather manipulation has been used for years, but now it is being dismantled. The 3 days of darkness, this keeps coming up. The prophecy keeps on resurfacing, not just from myself, but from others whom I also watch and listen to. This period will push people to go within and rely on your intuition instead of external distractions. For many of you, for many of us, our spiritual gifts are awakening. Our psychic abilities are expanding. We are experiencing astral travel. We are experiencing really revolutionary dreams and also a deep inner knowing. Are you finding that you just know stuff and you don't even know how you know it? But your spirit just knows that you know that you know that you know. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you travel the same route every day to work. And for years and years, you've been going down the same street every day. And so this particular morning, instead of going down Quality Street, you decide to, something just within you says you're going to try a different route, and you'll go down Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. And there you will find later that day that there was actually maybe power lines dropped or an explosion of some sort of a pipe, and you listen to that intuition to go a different way. There will be even more of that, so we all have got to pay attention. And then you might also have been experiencing ascension symptoms, as I have been. It's such as feeling drained for no reason, feeling tired, or feeling ungrounded. And I have actually had a couple of days where I felt disassociated. Not that kind of disassociation, don't go there. But disassociated, like I could not connect to myself. And one thing that helped me, and it may help you, is to hug a tree. Yes, I confess. I'm a tree hugger. I have been for a long time. And I also like to ground my energy by wiping my hands on big leaves. If you've got any big leaf plants in your home, that's a good way to distill your energy. But tree hugging, take your shoes off, wrap your arms around those babies, get your hands flat around the trunk of the tree, get your torso and as much of your body up against that tree, and just ask Spirit, the Holy Spirit, your angels, your guides, to remove all of the negative energy from the top of your head and down through the soles of your feet and into the ground. And that's how you ground yourself. Okay? And if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to communicate with me, to communicate with this community in the comment section. I don't know everything. I learn something new every single day, and I'm willing to learn from you and with you. And so we were talking about ascension symptoms. You may, and also this is Mercury retrograde. We are in the period of Mercury retrograde. I think Mercury went retrograde from the 14th of March through the 7th of April. So lots of things could be coming back up from the past. You'll be thinking of people that have long ago, maybe 40 years or more, made their transitions. People from your past may suddenly come up again. You may hear from people that you haven't heard from in a long time, or you will be recalling traumas that you've suffered in the past. So this is a good time for emotional purging of those past traumas. And then you will also have like radar to know exactly who is trying to deceive you and whether the stories that are telling you are true, because you have a heightened awareness of deception around you. So I love to call all of you light workers, everyone that is gathered around here. You are a light worker and your role is critical. However, okay, self-preservation here. Now is the time for self-care, boundary setting, and energy protection. Self-care meaning that you must eat correctly. You must take care of yourself. You must rest when you feel that your body needs a rest. Don't try to push yourself beyond that, because you just do damage that takes a few days for you to actually bounce back. And I can speak on this as an authority because I do it and I've done it to myself all the time. Please don't do that. Take a fool's advice. And then you must start setting boundaries. For example, if you have friends or relatives who only call you when they want to vent or they want to offload some of their problems and stuff, and they can barely say hello to you and ask you how you're doing without immediately diving into their BS. Just going to call it that. So you don't have to answer that phone. And if you do, if they come to your home, you may need to say, this is not a good time. I'm actually on my way out. And that's it. Leave it at that. And so those people are energy vampires. They're literally sucking the energy out of you. They're sucking the life out of you. And you should not allow that anymore. So you see, Nola told you, I'm giving you permission because I am the know-it-all on allowing people to drain one's energy and not resting and not listening to your body or my body. So you need to listen, okay? And so you were not meant, and so you feel that you don't fit in. I never felt like I ever fitted in. I always felt like the oddball out. the odd one out. It was just an oddball, I have to tell you. And this is why it has taken me so long to hit this platform. The other thing was ego. I was afraid of making a mistake. I have a speech impediment. And so it made it very, very difficult. And also I was afraid of ridicule. It's very difficult to, do this, to put oneself out there, because messages from spirit, whatever readings you're having, be they psychic readings, tarot readings, crystal ball readings, whatever the reading is that you are getting, you must know that we have free will, and people and governments change their minds. That's why we the people has got such a much deeper meaning than when we just say, oh, we the people are going to march, we the people, it's up to we the people. No. We the people can change the outcome of everything or anything. It's all about energy. We are all energy. Please know this. So I pray and I hope that some of the dastardly things that I have predicted never come true, because people's lives are at stake. Now, governments can change their minds because the people force the governments to act differently. And there are certain things that are just going to happen no matter what we do, because the time for change is now at hand, is now upon us, right? So we were talking about fitting in and not fitting in. If you don't fit in, you were never meant to fit in. You are here at this particular time and in this particular moment to help to guide others. I don't know which one of you I'm speaking to, but you know what I'm saying, that it's time for you to step into your calling. And so as disclosures accelerate, many will need your support in navigating these truths. However, I must just caution you once again, not to overgive, not to overextend yourself, to keep something back for yourself. You must preserve your energy. You must set your boundaries, and you must stand in your truth. You must nourish your body as you nourish your soul and your mind. Okay? And the revelations that are coming will shake many, many people awake. But you were chosen to be here at this time for a special reason. Hold your light, trust your mission, and prepare for the shift ahead. After the darkness, there's always a light. There are big changes ahead of all of us. And then my final guidance to you, I'm going to implore you to stay grounded, okay? Don't get lost in the fear narratives, and then clean up your spaces, declutter your rooms, burn some sage or frankincense and myrrh, cleanse your environment, make room for the new, because there is new coming, lots of good things, and trust in divine timing. Everything is unfolding as it should. Send light out into the world. Send love out into the world. It is our greatest tool at this time to love each other and to be kind, because kindness is so very, very important. Everyone is going through something that nobody else knows about. There's an old Jewish saying, if we all got to take our troubles and hang them out on the washing line, the clothing line, and you got to choose a problem, it is almost guaranteed that everyone will take their own troubles back. So people are dealing with stuff that we have no knowledge of. So be kind, and also be kind to yourself. Stay strong, stay aware, and stay in the light, for the unraveling has begun. Thank you for being here today. And if you liked this message, would you consider subscribing? It is free. Liking and sharing with someone you think might benefit from hearing this message. And remember also that these readings and predictions are for entertainment purposes only. Until the next time, do take care, and bye for now. I'll see you on Saturday.